Most of what you've been told about AI over the past 18 months is marketing BS. Whether it's a chatbot, generative AI, and now autonomous agents, all are impressive byproducts, but they aren't the engine. In the real world, companies don't pay you for magic, they pay you to move from guessing to knowing. Whether it's a bank detecting a fraudulent transaction in less than 10 seconds or Netflix deciding which thumbnail will make you click, all run on the single core, that is data science. Today we are skipping the hype. I'm going to show you 20% of this field that actually creates 80% of the industry impact. Welcome to the real data science. Look at this grid of numbers. To you, it might look like a spreadsheet, but to the machine, it's sight. Data science is essentially the art of teaching the machine how to find patterns in these grids. Traditional coding is rule based, so you tell the computer if X happens, do Y. But in the real world, rules are too complex. I can't write a million if statements to define a face. So we use probabilistic programming. We show the machine a million images of an apple and it infers the rules on its own. This is a fundamental shift. We don't provide the rules, we provide the data and the machine builds the logic on its own. In industry, this translates to three specific things. Let's go one by one. Companies like Siemens actually don't wait for a factory turbine to explode. They have sensors that collect vibrational data, an ML model that identifies the signature of failure months or even weeks before it happens. This is called predictive maintenance, used by the most leading manufacturers in the world. Ever had your payment decline when you swipe your credit card? It's an ML model at the backend comparing your spending habits with a historical matrix. Honest or suspicious? It's a binary choice made in milliseconds. That's your standard bank's fraud detection system. And companies like Uber, Amazon, or Swiggy Zomato don't have a guy in their office changing prices. An algorithm analyzes supply and demand velocities in real time. That's dynamic pricing. Artificial intelligence in the sci fi sense, this isn't that. It's a high speed statistical inference that is used to save billions of dollars. Here's what most of the influencers won't tell you about. 80% of data science is janitor's work. It's also called as pre-processing. Data in the real world is messy, broken, and even missing. The science or the modeling actually is the smallest part of the data science lifecycle. If your data is garbage, obviously your AI will be garbage. Understanding the life cycle of data science from acquisition to communication is what's going to get you to be an architect and not a coder. This brings us to the hard truth. You cannot learn all of this just by watching. At Corpnce Technologies, we believe that you only truly understand a model once you've seen it fail. You break the logic so that you can understand the structure. At Corpnce, we don't only advocate for coding, we advocate for better engineering solutions that survive in the real world. If you're starting today, here's your 80-20 roadmap. Coming to the language, Python, obviously, right? It's the mathematical muscle. Libraries like NumPy and Pandas are the industry standard. Then you need to know statistics and probability. They form the logic or the why behind every model. Apart from this, you need to know tools like SQL for data retrieval and Matplotlib so that you can tell beautiful stories from the data that you take out. Understanding the hierarchy always forms the important part. What is the difference between AI, machine learning, and deep learning? Understand this. AI is the goal. Machine learning is the method. And deep learning is the super brain that mimics. The world of AI is moving fast and it's easy to get lost in that noise. But remember, every breakthrough that you see, no matter how magical it looks, is built on the same foundation that we talk today. So for today, you don't have to code. Just look at the one thing in your life, in your daily life, be it a song recommendation in Spotify or just a ad on Insta, Facebook or YouTube. Just ask one question. What data did they use to make that guess? Start thinking like an engineer and the syntax will follow. If this deep dive helped you see past the hype, hit that like button as it tells me that you want more of such no bullshit approach to tech. Subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our next one. Wouldn't mind if you dropped a comment addressing what was the most confusing thing you have heard about data science lately. I'll answer as many as I can. I'm Harshit and I'll see you in the next one.